Okay, hello everyone. I'm a little late. I wanted to be on a little bit earlier, but life sometimes. No, like actually really funny stories. So, well, not really funny, but you know what I mean. So I went shopping and I always have this like incredible luck, right? We all know this. So my luck was this time around that I was in line and the lady in front of me, or actually, there was someone else in front of me and the lady in front of her. Um, she was buying alcohol, and I guess the cashier wasn't old enough to be selling alcohol. So we had to wait for like 10 minutes for his manager to come over, which was, fine, whatever. Kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and complain about that because that's just, whatever. That's what it is. So, yeah, and then so that's done, and I get home from shopping, and um, my neighbor's dogs are out, right? So they got through the fence, and they're, my dogs are old. Mine are lazy. They don't do anything anymore. They don't care anymore, whatever. These guys, not so much. Those are young dogs. They want to run around. They want to have a good time. And so I saw them. I didn't know they were my neighbors. My sister told me they were my neighbors when she saw them, but I tried to get them together, and then I went over to the neighbors, and he had just realized they got out, and I was like, yeah, they just. So I tried to get them to his house, but then, like I said, they were so energetic that they started sprinting around the corner. Like, because I live like almost at the end of the block, so like 3 houses down is the end of the block. So they just sprinted around the corner, and I'm just like, oh my god. But then they were like, because the neighbor has like kids and stuff, so they went out and looked for the dog or whatever. But yeah, so I really wanted to like go live like 30 minutes ago, but then like I came home and I hadn't eaten anything all day, so I thought, oh, let me just grab some Wendy's, like on the way home from shopping or whatever. Yeah, and then all that stuff happens, and I'm like, oh my god, it's. Oh, I already had that. I don't know why I tried to. Yeah, so everything was taking a little bit longer, so I'm a little bit later than I would like to have been. Um, but it is what it is. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I gotta say, you guys, yesterday I had so much fun yesterday with the Pokemon Nuzlocke that I might just do them more often. I can't believe that it's taken me this long. I mean, I started watching like randomized Nuzlocks like probably 10 years ago. Was when I first when they I feel like when they first, or at least like Pokemon playthroughs, right? Um uh was it Annoying Orange or whatever when he first started out? I think he still does stuff. I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time, but when he first started out, that's when I first started, like, because he was doing all kinds of like Pokemon playthroughs and stuff, and that's how I started, like, with watching YouTube on a regular, which now is like a norm for me, just watching YouTube videos and stuff. Like, I'm always on YouTube watching someone's videos, or doing something on YouTube, researching something, or just watching like funny videos or scary videos or whatever, um and not just video games, but like anything. But like back in the day, I wasn't like huge on YouTube, but I really started getting into YouTube um when I started watching like Annoying Orange. I think that was his name. And then a few years ago, I was like really into like the original 151, who had back then just started out. I mean, I know he's like much bigger now and stuff, and he's fucking hilarious. Like, I love him. Like I said, I haven't really watched any of that stuff, um, just because I just busy. I'm just busy, and I'm like I said, I now having my own YouTube channel, and like any video that I make takes me like 10 hours to make, on top of like working a full-time job, on top of like taking care of my house and my dogs, and like trying to have some kind of social life, and not like and doing stuff outside of this. Like I said, I'm trying to take a course online still and stuff. So it's all pretty much just like, I don't know why my throat is like this. So it's pretty much like a pick and choose for me, really, on like what I watch on YouTube and the things that I, the even the shows that I watch. There's so many shows that people have been recommending to me that I had to just pretty much like ignore and say like, okay, I can't watch that because I just don't have time to watch it, which is a shame because I think there's a lot of good stuff that I'm missing out on. But um, it's like I thought this was a bridge, but it's not. I was just like looking for a way over. The bridge is over there. I don't know why I thought it was like way down here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I know that some, and I'm not saying other YouTubers have it easy or whatever, but I know other YouTubers have like editors and stuff like that, and people that make their like edit their videos and stuff like that, and they that pretty much opens up their schedule, I think, a little bit more. I don't know. That would be my guess if I had to take. How do I get up there? Oh, I have to go over here, I think. I just, I don't have that luxury. I have to edit every video, everything that I do, and I try to put like a lot of effort into it. So it's usually separate audio and separate video, like they're not recorded together or whatever. And there's no way to actually get up there. That's really strange. Is that always like that? Is there a way to get up there? How do I get up there? I want to get up there. I want to harvest that. That's a rich, I was going to say rich iron vein. It always is. Or a lot of times, I think. But yeah, it's, so, I get to not enjoy everything. Oh, there's a bridge right there. I couldn't see it because it's like brown on brown kind of thing. And my ring light, I have it really bright right now. So my face is like way lit up. Because, I don't know. This way you can kind of see my green screen, and it kind of sucks. I have bad lighting in here. I'm not sure what's going on lately with this stuff, but that's okay. I'll just have it on bright and be illuminated in the darkness. But yeah, I had so much fun yesterday. Like, this is the first time that I've been playing through an actual like Pokemon. I mean, I've done other Pokemon games, right? I've done I've done Pokemon Stadium, I've done Pokemon Snap, the old one. I've done Pokemon the new Pokemon Snap. Like, oh, they're fighting the rock dogs. Nice. That's perfect. Oh god, and they're coming for me. That's okay. They're not doing a lot of damage. But yeah, I mean, it feels really good, and I think it's something that I could really get into. I do want to do, like I said, the Shining Pearl, Brilliant Diamond kind of. I do want to do that playthrough as well, so that's definitely gonna happen. And then, like I said, there's like other stuff that I want to do too. But yeah, I wish I had more time to do this, but I just, I work. Like the 3 days that I stream are the only 3 days that I have off. And then the other days I work, and I usually, right now I work a lot of doubles. So I'm like, from the moment I get up, by the time I get home, it's like a 12-hour shift. Oh, I can't get through there. It's like a 12-hour shift, and I'm just really tired. I find myself like, like I'm in Discord with the guildmates. Like after I get off of work, I'll log in and do my dailies and do like crafting and do my home instance and like, if anyone needs help with anything. But I find myself so many times just sitting there and like just falling asleep right here at the desk. I'm just like my character will just stop walking, and I'm just like, and then I know, because I'm the type of person, like, it's weird because my ex was a type of person, like, he would fall asleep gaming and then just keep going. Hey Alex, how are you? You missed Pokemon yesterday, Alex. Yesterday I did hard gold randomized Nuzlocke yesterday. You missed it. So I'm gonna keep on doing it, but I just missed yesterday. Ooh, Kryta Forager. I can finish that by doing those up there. But yeah, I mean, he would fall asleep and he'd just sit there, and anytime he would really like pass out asleep kind of thing. He wouldn't just like nod off, like he would be like snoring and stuff. And then when he would wake up, he'd just play for like a minute and then fall asleep again. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like when I know that I'm getting tired and when I feel myself like nodding off, I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna be that person that's gonna say like enough is enough. Like I'm clearly not gonna get any decent gaming out of this. I'm just gonna go to bed. So I'm consuming this because the leveling process is taking forever. So I'm gonna take that a little bit. That what 10% or whatever that is, 5%. But yeah, I mean it's pretty much I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, like I said, Pokemon. I started Heart Gold uh, randomized Nuzlocke yesterday, which is super fun. I'm having a great time with it. I'm really excited. I mean, there was some crazy um, twists and turns in just the 2.5 hours that I was streaming. I'll tell you guys. I mean, that was insane. Like the stuff that happened to me in that short time, I'm just like, oh my god, this shit is fucked. So, but we're doing pretty good. Oh, no worries. That's okay. I'm gonna be doing that every Sunday, so I mean, you can always join like whenever. And you can always watch them afterwards. That's the good thing too. But yeah, it's super fun. I'm having a great time. It's gonna be a good warm up for me to get into, like, Brilliant Diamond. Like that's gonna be what I'm gonna play. Like I said, I wish I had an extra day because so N64 games have been announced for the Switch, right? And I'm just like, oh my god, because I've been wanting to do a lot of N64 games. I actually had on my list, which I have now erased because I rewrote my whole whiteboard. It's actually pretty empty. There's not a lot on there. But I always keep a whiteboard with stuff that I want to do, like ideas and things that I want to do, not just for YouTube, but like for my personal goals, for my goals like in my house, in my workplace. Like, I keep a list of goals and things that I want to do. And I had like up until I redid it, like what, a month ago I redid the whole board. Um, I had like a bunch of N64 games on there. Like F-Zero X, for example, was something that I really wanted to do because I really love that game, and that would make for like a good like couple of hours of just like playing through or whatever. Uh, so I could see myself doing that. You know, Maybe Ocarina of Time I can do playthrough. I haven't played through Ocarina of Time in a very long time, but it's kind of ingrained in me as well. I'm not super huge on Ocarina of Time. I know that it's everyone's like very much like very favorite like Zelda game. It's not mine, and it's not actually that super high on the list either. Um, and the reason being that I think it has a lot of shortcomings that a lot of people just kind of ignore because of nostalgia. Personally, I think if you enjoy it, it's fine, whatever. Like, I'm not telling anyone how to feel or whatever. If you think it's the best game ever, then good for you. For me, it's like I think Breath of the Wild actually took. It's in competition. There's a couple of things that I have wrong with Breath of the Wild where um, it gets a little repetitive, and that's what I kind of hate. The puzzles in Breath of the Wild get kind of repetitive. Hey, Raygun, how are you? Um, the puzzles in Breath of the Wild get kind of repetitive because every shrine on the inside looks the same, right? And yes, they might be different puzzles and stuff like that, but in the end, they all look the same. That's what I always loved about Zelda dungeons in Zelda, because you go in and you have different themed dungeons. You have a jungle, you have one in the forest or whatever, a jungle themed one or whatever. And then you go into, you have a water temple, and you have one in the volcano, and then you have like, you have like all the, you have the shadow temple, and they're all themed different, and they have like their own different puzzles and stuff, and they're a little bit longer too, right? Like when you go into Zelda dungeon, you know the first time you play them anyways, it's going to take you like an hour to get through. I can get through any of those the shrines in like a matter of 10 minutes, and it's just kind of annoying because it's like they all look the same, they don't require that much effort to do, and I'm just, I just, that. And then the collectible thing, there's just, I don't know, like I find it weird that they have like you go around, you find minerals that you have to sell for money, but then they don't have like really rupees you can find in the overworld. Like you can find them sometimes, but I wish they would have put more emphasis on rupees. I feel like rupees were such a staple thing for the Zelda thing, and like throwing pots, for example. Like there isn't that much of it, which I kind of miss that. I understand, they were trying to like do something new, and I really love the game. Like I said, it for me it competes with A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past is still my all-time favorite um, Zelda game. I think it competes with Breath of the Wild though. Breath of the Wild was very very good, and I hope that some of the kinks, some of the things, I think, having Breath of the Wild be yes, there is a limited. I did see that. It's isn't it like a wait, or maybe I'm confusing this with something else. There's a limited edition Pokemon Switch for the new Pokemon. Really? That's really cool. Well, I have a Switch. My Switch is still pretty good. I, it's really upsetting because I was talking to Devin at work the other day, and we were talking about how, well, this is like a couple months ago when they were doing the announcement, right? There was people talking about like we're gonna get a Switch Pro, Nintendo Switch Pro, and that announcement ended up being that we got that like a little bit bigger screen or whatever that was, the new with the like built-in like Wi-Fi Ethernet cable port or whatever, like that Switch that's like $50 more or whatever. And I was really disappointed in that because I really was hoping for a Nintendo Switch Pro, but I think the reason they didn't do that is because they're trying to keep the Switch to be like around the same price wise. But I think because of the chip, like this was my theory. I think because of COVID, we have the chip shortage, right? And that's raising all the prices for all those things, for the graphics cards and all those things. And for the processors and all that stuff, like the prices are raised. And I think they opted out of doing a Pro because of that. They probably, instead of going full Pro, they just only took the stuff that wouldn't really affect the chip thing and put that in a new model and are selling this new model now. And then they probably figured, okay, let's wait another year or two until the chip shortage is gone, and then we can sell an actual Pro. Because I was really hoping for a Nintendo Switch Pro. I really wanted to get one. I was really, because I know there's certain things, like I said, Breath of the Wild, for example, is really awesome, but there's certain areas that you get like a lot of lag, and that's because of the like, just the system isn't that powerful. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's really awesome, but it does have its shortcomings in the scope of things. So oh yeah, hell yeah. If it's the same price, I would definitely go with the limited edition one. It's really funny that you say that, because it's so funny because when the Wii U came out, right, the Wii U was white, right? It was a white Wii U, and the PlayStation 4 was black. And it's really funny because both of them I got limited edition of, and they were actually reverse colors. I got the Destiny 1 PlayStation 4, which is white and has like a golden symbol. It's really cool. I love my PlayStation 4. It's really old now. It's getting to that point where it's like probably only gonna like give me another year or two, I think, on usage, because it's like really loud every time I turn it on and stuff. I've tried to clean it and stuff, but it's just getting there. I mean, it's like what, 8, that particular one's like 8, 9 years old or something. Maybe not that old, I don't know. But so that was the white one, and then I got the Wind Waker Zelda Wii U, which was black. And in my head, because I didn't know anyone that had it the other way, in my head that was the colors, right? The Wii was always black for me, and then the PlayStation 4 was always white to me. So when I saw other people, like my best friend, she had a PlayStation 4 and it was black, and I was like, "Oh, your PlayStation 4 is black?" And she's like, "Yeah, they're all black. Like they're black in color, unless you get like a special edition one." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "That's right." And same with the Wii U. Whenever I saw like you know, I saw a video or something online about the Wii U and they would show it and it's white. I'm like, why are they showing the white? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because the Wii U is white. I'm like, mine's black, but it's actually white. Ooh, the Star Wars edition. Is that the red one? Because I saw like there was like a few years ago there was limited edition like Star Wars controllers that they had, and they had some really cool ones, and I really wanted to get some, but I didn't have money at the time, so I was like, shit, I'm gonna miss out on this. There was like a really cool red controller that they had with like Darth Vader on it, and they had like I think they had a Yoda one too, and I was just like, oh man, I really want that. But I always buy new controllers usually. So this is actually funny. Usually I buy new controllers um, for my PlayStation during Black Friday. Black Friday always has like amazing sales. You always get like, from what I understood, this is how it was the first couple times that I bought new ones. Oh my god, do you see this? Knocked down nonstop. Ugh, I'm gonna run away. That's the way that like it was for me for the first few years. I think it's not that way anymore because I don't know why they like stopped doing it, but you would get like 50% off on the controllers. So I would like load up on controllers. Like I would save up money on the side for controllers, and I would buy like 2, 3 controllers um, for like Black Friday because you can get like all kinds of colors for really cheap. And then recently, my best friend was looking for a new controller to buy because hers was like wearing out or whatever. She always plays like Call of Duty on PlayStation and stuff like that, so it wears out pretty fast. And she saw it was like on Walmart as well, where they had them on like this amazing deal. They were like 20 bucks a piece when they're regularly like 60, and they were like 20 bucks a piece. And I was like, they must be like knockoff brands, but they actually weren't, because there was specifically um, people that commented on. They were like, this looks like it's a knockoff, but it's not. This is the actual genuine like Sony PlayStation controller. They just have like this weird deal on it. They're like selling them, and I was like, what? So we bought a couple, and they were actually, yeah, they were actually the real thing for like 20 bucks. I was like, what the fuck? And then I went back like a month later to see if that deal was still there, because they didn't have it where it said like limited time deal or sale or whatever. It was just, that's how they had it for sale, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. They just have it for sale for this cheap, like, and it doesn't say like deal or anything. And like, I didn't see anyone post anything online about it or anything like that. It was really strange, and it was on the website. It wasn't like that I found it at my local Walmart or anything. It was on the website. So I'm like, this is at least like national, right? This is at least in all of the United States. I don't know if this is like around the world or whatever, but it's like at least on the United States website. Like, obviously this is like a, a thing, and no one talked about it or whatever. And yeah, and then I went back like a month later and I was like, ooh, I could maybe buy another one, like just stock up on controllers. And the deal was gone. I couldn't find it anymore. I couldn't find that particular item, because it seemed to have been like a different item. It was really weird. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if someone messed up on something there or whatever. So um but yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I love that. That sounds really cool. Yeah. um yeah, I don't know. I was saving up for a PlayStation 5, but then I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait for a PlayStation 5. Like with my PlayStation 4, I kind of regretted buying. No, I didn't regret buying it. The problem with the PlayStation 4 for me was that for the first few years, because I bought it right around the time I bought my Wii U, and for the first like, I want to say 2, 3 years, I only had like one game for the PlayStation 4. I played Destiny. Like that was the only game that I played on the PlayStation. And man, I can't even finish this. Oh, I can't finish this hard because they're all dying, so I can revive them. This is good. This is good. Kill them. And okay, can I? No, don't come for me. Oh, he's coming for me. He's hobbling. Oh, I finished it. Okay, you can run away now. So, and I kept on just buying games for my Wii U. I kept on just playing on my Wii U, playing on my Wii U. And then I moved, and after my move, I um like a year after I moved, I got the Switch. That's when the Switch came out, and I had all these Wii U games, but then my Wii U broke, and it's still broken. I don't have. I need to get a new one because I have, like I said, I bought so many games. I have like a stack of Wii U games, okay, and a bunch of them that I never finished or never even touched. There's a couple of them I never even touched, and so my Wii U broke, but I just got the Switch. But then the same thing that happened with my PlayStation happened with my Switch. There was so many. I didn't buy any of the games because I didn't really want any of those particular games. So, like at the time, like I got the Zelda, which I played through right away. That's the one I got, and then like Mario Kart. I had Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, so I'm like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like it's the same game, It's like I don't know. I didn't really want to invest money in that and stuff like that. So I started buying all these games for PlayStation 4 and started like putting my Switch kind of on the back burner or whatever. And then so I started buying all these like PlayStation 4 games because, like I said, I would go for, like Black Friday, and I would buy like 10 different games or whatever, which I have done recently too. And so I still have a bunch of games. We talked about this before, but I have a bunch of games that I haven't played through that I'm trying to play through. I haven't really done that again in a couple of weeks or whatever. Okay, I think I'm gonna go because there's nothing more to do on this map, I don't think. So I'm gonna so I have, I've done as much as I can on these. I think I'm gonna go to Fields of Ruin, honestly. Guys, that's where I'm gonna go, I think. But yeah, so, and then kind of like, I haven't really bought a new console. I've kind of been buying older consoles now. I've been like, I have the like, they recently had like the Sega Genesis, but it's not the like actual Sega Genesis. It's the little like mini version of it or whatever. I bought that, and then I bought an actual N64. I want to get a Super Nintendo. I want to get a regular NES, SNES and NES. But then I've been just buying like Switch games, like kind of Switch game and PlayStation, and then of course on computer. I've been like on PC. I've been like doing a bunch of stuff there. But that's kind of like, that's pretty much for me how that's been going for the last few years. So and then like I said, I kind of regretted buying the PlayStation 4 because I didn't really like, up until the point where there actually was a PlayStation 4 Pro, I didn't actually play. I could have bought it at that point and could have gotten a Pro, and I would have gotten exactly the same experience out of it, just because I didn't play that much of it. I could have played Destiny on PC or whatever, or played something else. And yeah, so it's just kind of like, I kind of, that's why I'm kind of thinking the same thing now for PlayStation 5, because there's not that many games that I'm looking at right now for PlayStation 5 that I would want to play. And like I said, I still have a ton of PlayStation 4 and Switch games to play through, so I kind of would be just piling it on more and just spending that money on something that I probably don't necessarily want right now. So I'm gonna wait for a Pro. I kind of have decided, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy PlayStation 5. I'll buy in a few years. They'll have a PlayStation Pro. The prices, the chip shortage will be gone, and we can. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go in here. I'm like, why am I here? It's not where I wanted to go. But yeah, so I'm waiting a couple of years with the PlayStation 5 until they get a Pro, and maybe they have like a cool limited edition at that point or whatever, and I'll do that. I'll buy that. But yeah, I do want to get through some of the PlayStation games, and there's still like a bunch of stuff for like the Switch that's coming out that this year. We're talking about Pokemon, we're talking about Breath of the Wild 2